Hello everybody, it's your boy DK10 here, coming at you with another episode of the Overkill Podcast. We're on episode 86, and I'm here with my co-host, Meta Knight.
Yes, hello. We live. Woo, baby. Let's do it.
Yeah, so this week, we didn't have too much going on besides the Nintendo Direct that came out yesterday. I guess we can just kind of go through real quickly what they all announced, or at least the big stuff that I picked out. The Mario Galaxy movie was announced, as well as Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 is coming to the Switch 1 as like a bundle pack. You also have Mario Tennis Fever, which is sort of similar to Mario Tennis Aces, except I think this one is only on the Switch 2.
Okay.
You have Mario Wonder Switch 2 Edition, which is coming with like some extra features and I think like a mission mode kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And obviously the graphics are going to be better.
Allegedly.
And then you have Yoshi in the Mystery Book, which is sort of similar to Yoshi's Woolly World. It kind of has that same aesthetic or art style. Although I think Yoshi's like normal. He doesn't have anything like... He's not made out of like any material or whatever. You also have Dinkum coming to Switch as well, which is a game kind of like...
What'd you call me?
Stardew Valley or Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm.
A new Tomodachi Life as well is coming to Switch 2.
I'm shook.
Which seems interesting. And then the Final Fantasy remake is also coming to Switch 2, which I know this game made a lot of PCs and PS4s and PS5s scream whenever it came out, so we'll see how well it runs on Switch 2. I don't think it'll be that great.
Mm-hmm.
We also have Hades 2 coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do you want to say something?
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say, typically for those remakes, that's why they delay them, is so they can get it running on the Switch, too. So it probably has a better chance of running than not. They tend to, like, tweak the settings, make them unchangeable and, do, like, some improvements. I think to, like, meshes and stuff, I'm not, like, 100%, but I know, like, that's what they did for games like Warframe. But Warframe also had some weird thing where it like ran off the server at the same time. It was interesting. I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah. We also got the announcement, or they announced, the release date for Age of Imprisonment, which is November 6th. There's also going to be more updates on Kirby Air Riders, but it's only going to be through the Switch app. So they just basically announced, hey, we're working on the game, basically. And it's like, okay,
epic.
Cool. No more things. You also have... We actually finally got some Metroid Prime 4 gameplay. Samus riding around on a motorcycle in what looks like a free roam environment, where you can kind of go between all the areas, it looks like. I'm not a big Metroid fan, but, looks cool. Mm-hmm. I guess we can save this, but we'll talk about this more. But the Emerald Island DLC for DK is also coming out, and then you also had some Pokemon news with this new Pokopia game, which is kind of like a Stardew Valley like, where you collect Pokemon and you build up your town and whatnot.
Kind of Animal Crossing, maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah. And then they also had Resident Evil Requiem announced. I believe a remake for that is coming. And then there's a new Fire Emblem, which I know a lot of people are excited about for sure,
Oh, yeah, I just can't wait to play more Fire Emblem. I just can't wait. This is game, 55? Nah.
Yeah. We need more Smash characters.
I agree. I need half the roster to be Fire Emblem, please. Yeah, I mean, as far as covering Emerald Island for Donkey Kong, I'm a little shook, but essentially you spawn on DK Island, which is the island from Donkey Kong 64, I believe. Yes, it is. And you go around, you collect emeralds, you fight enemies, you gain more abilities to help you fight and gather emeralds. And yeah, it's like a roguelike generation thing. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I feel this DLC is a little lazy. Because all of the levels other than DK Island are just reused from the main game. And to be honest, I think you're better off. And I hate to do this, but like I really think y'all should. Actually, you should play the original Hollow Knight and beat it if you haven't, and then you should go pick up Silk Song for a $35 combo. I think is you can do a lot better than this. I'm just a little shocked. I don't know if this is really worth it. But go off, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of wasn't. I didn't look too much into it because I just kind of skimmed through the trailer of what was coming. But yeah, to me, it looked like it was basically you're just replaying the old stages with instead of yellow gems, you're collecting blue gem or green gems. And I was like, okay, is this it? And I was like, that seems like a scam. You're basically kind of, in a way, locking behind a new game plus mode behind some DLC for $20.
Yeah, I mean,
and obviously, and then I was like, okay, so it's just one new world as well. I gathered that too from the trailer, and I was like, well, that's crazy for $20. That's
It's not even a recreation of like the DK64 one either. Looking at it, it's like its own, which is fine, I guess, but it's not like it has like a nostalgia to it or anything. I don't know. I'm watching the trailer again just to make sure I'm not going crazy. But yeah, you literally just dig up green emeralds and do the same game, just with a time limit and with getting perks. I mean, okay, cool. Like, you could have just put that in the game. That's kind of questionable. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a huge fan of that at all.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Also, I mean, I guess we can kind of go back to the whole direct thing. I really thought that we were going to get some sort of big reveal, and I feel like this Nintendo Direct overall was very mid, not a great Direct. I was hoping toward the end we would get an announcement of Super Smash Brothers or something big, but that never came, and I was like, well, yeah. But
yeah, I mean, sad. I'm just saying, I think you're better off just going pick up Silk Song, and I know that's kind of a meme answer, kind of a shit answer, or honestly, just going and buying something to eat. I mean, $20 for that. I think Nintendo's coping.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting Silk Song. I was thinking about buying it and then finishing the first game and then playing that. Because it looks really fun.
Okay.
It's also difficult. It's also been difficult from what I've heard. The
Silk Song?
Yeah.
Yeah, have you played the original Hollow Knight at all? You have it, right?
No. I have it. I bought it one day on a Steam sale and I never played it.
Well, yeah, that's to be expected. Yeah, fair. Okay. Yeah, I think you should. I think you should play the original before you play Silk Song, because there's a lot of lore in the original, but also I assume the mechanics are a lot easier because they had, with the first one, they weren't really 100% on what they were doing going in, so I think it's much better to play the first one.
Yeah. Actually, we can talk about this too, but recently I've been playing a lot of just all the Battlefield games, but I finally got a new SSD in my computer, so I moved Battlefield 2042 from my hard drive to the SSD. And it runs a lot better. And I think that's one of the problems I was having with whenever I originally reviewed the game, because I didn't realize it's one of like the first games that I know of, at least, where you needed to have, it recommended that you have a SSD.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of the new norm for a lot of games, where they're moving away from the hard disk drive. But I've been recently playing it a lot, and I actually think it's like a decent game. I'm not saying it's greatest game of all time material, but it's an okay game now. From what I can tell, they have improved the gunplay quite a bit. They've actually made a lot of improvements to the performance, and I think a lot of the issues at launch have been taken care of for the most part. The game, you still have that weird mouse. The mouse feel is definitely off. I don't think they've ever improved that. But I don't know if that was in every Battlefield game. But yeah, I don't know. Have you played 2042 recently or not?
Oh no, I bought the special $100 edition. We played it. I think we actually played it for like 2.5 hours, but I still refunded it and got it. So yeah, I haven't played it since. And I know it's gone on sale for like $5 since then, and I've just refused to buy it. So
yeah, I mean, I think it's worth it for like $5. I would buy it. Yeah, $2. It's.
I mean, yeah, you can't really go wrong.
I still can't believe I bought the like $100 edition. Whenever I could have just bought it for like $5 a couple years after. But at least it taught me to never pre-order a game. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as it should. I mean, I think it's Battlefield games have always come out in a bad state. I think we've discussed it before, but they've always come out pretty rough. Like Battlefield 4, it's just back then they tended to have gotten fixed a lot faster. Typically, a couple months, and then the game was a lot better because the foundations of the game were a lot better. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure 2042 is just like kind of mid. Like if you were to actually install it on an SSD, which I'm probably also gonna get. I've been looking at some. I don't know how many terabytes did you get on yours?
2.
Ooh, he went big based.
Yeah, it's also it's also a 4th generation. So if I get a new motherboard, I could still use it on the next one, which is nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they've all had rough launches, but I think one thing too is the only problem that I have with it is it still has a problem with the amount of content. Like, for me, by this time, it should have way more maps, but it only has 12. Whereas, like, in the older Battlefield games, by this point, you would have, like, 20 DLC plus the, 10 base game. So, like, other than that, I think the game's pretty good. I wish it had more content in it. And I think that's one thing that you get whenever you have that premium model where you spend the extra money and you get all the DLCs and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Like, the devs have to make those maps now. Whereas, like, if it's a live service game, they can just be like, we'll make it last minute.
Maybe, yeah.
And you can be drip fed the one map or 2-3 guns, every season or whatever.
Right. Enjoy your IV drip of content and take it or leave it. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how many maps that game ended up with at the end, but it really wasn't impressive whenever we played it. And I know they probably had a tumultuous like release of content because they essentially were probably releasing content more or less for free because no one wanted the game. So that's pretty brutal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it is pretty brutal. I guess we can move on if you want.
Yeah. Suppose we can. I am. Let's see. Hades 2. I just wanted to cover this. We're living in a time of peak indie games, and this is no different. The full release of Hades 2 is coming out September 25th. It is for those of you that have never played it, it's an isometric roguelike that is done with like kind of cell shading design. In the first one, it was Greek mythology, and I believe it still is based on. Actually, it looks Norse this time, so I'm incorrect. The first time it was Greek, and I believe this time it's Norse. But it's a very good game. If you all have never played it, it's really hard. It is one roguelike that I never got into, unlike Isaac or something like Downwell, or there are a bunch of roguelikes that have really hooked me, and Hades never quite hooked me, and I think it's just because I didn't have the time or the dedication to want to get good. Have you ever played Hades, or is that one that you also missed?
I missed it. To me, the isometric view was kind of weird. I was like,
Fair. It certainly can be. Yeah. I just kind of wanted to mention that's coming out. I know we mentioned last week that Silk Song came out, so I figured, hey, let's cover it again. Yeah.
Are we sure this is Norse? I think this one's the first one is Roman maybe, and this one's Greek, or no? Maybe it's backwards.
Hades 1 was definitely Greek. Oh, okay. Okay, so Hades 2 is still Greek. Okay. Alright. Well, there you go. But this time you're fighting different characters like Kronos. Okay, I gotcha. They I guess it just adds to the story of Hades 1. Well, there you go.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I know Hades 1 made a big splash, and I believe it was I think it was nominated for Game of the Year in like 2018.
No, yeah.
It's been a long time since Hades 1 came out, so I'm surprised a lot of these indie games take a while for them to get sequels.
They do. They certainly take their sweet ass time.
It came out 2020. Okay, so it's only been about 5 years. It's pretty decent.
Hey, random
maybe
question.
I'll pick it up. I think with like a lot of I think the only games that I'll actually buy like on launch days are indie games nowadays.
Yeah, I think that's wise. I think that's very, very wise. Random question while I'm here. Did your motherboard have 2 slots for SSDs?
Yeah, our motherboards
3?
have 2. We have 3, but one of them was taken.
Oh, by the original? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, see. Well, I was just asking because I'll probably get a 1 terabyte, and then I might get like a bigger one in the future, but yeah. Upgrading computers is always a good time.
Yeah.
Anywho.
I think me and Meta both went with kind of the classic, what's kind of been the norm for a long time, but I think it's kind of phasing away. But you do one SSD has your OS and the important stuff on it, and then the other one has all your games, which is usually that second one would be a hard disk drive because those were less expensive. You could get them with higher capacity for pretty cheap.
It's
But
true.
I think at this point, what we're going to see is we're going to see kind of the same setup, but you're going to have a smaller SSD with all the important stuff, a cheaper one, and then a larger one that has all your games and whatnot.
Yeah, I do
That's
believe
kind of the setup.
I do believe that to be the future. The future is definitely in the multiple SSDs, and maybe, I mean, I could see this as a setup is you have like maybe a 500 gig for your OS, and then I think what you do is you maybe have and then you have a bunch of SSDs, at least like 2 for your games, and then I think the meta will be to have one big, like, fat, like, I don't think a lot of people will do it, but I think people like me will do it, where, like, you just have one big fat hard drive, like just like a 10 terabyte hard drive or something, just to hold all your documents and shit and photos and everything. But maybe not. Maybe that's completely phasing.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm delulu, as the kids say.
Yeah.
I'm hip with the kids.
I guess speaking of consular peasant, no.
Alright. Disgusting. In
This
my
is
gaming.
one of kind of one that I would have expected, but Genshin Impact can no longer be downloaded on PlayStation 4. So
Whoa.
that company, whoever makes Genshin, I always forget.
MiHoYo.
They delisted the console version on the PlayStation Store. Well, at least for PlayStation 4, and
That's cold-blooded.
They also are going to further decommission it for 2026. So I'm assuming they're going to take down the servers for the PS4 version. Genshin was initially a PS4 exclusive, and it built up a strong user base, and it's a live service open world RPG game. I know Meta has played it quite a bit.
Yeah, I've gotten deep into the sauce. I haven't played it in like it's pretty old. I haven't played it in like 3 years or so. I did go back and play it for like a day or two, but yeah, I mean, it was probably one of the first of its kind as far as being like a popular, accessible gacha. In regards of, making it like basically Breath of the Wild Gacha Edition, where you had different characters, different abilities, you can make different teams. You get different charms and stuff attached for different powers and abilities, and different weapons for powers and abilities. And it's your standard gacha game. You collect gear, you spend money if you want, and you upgrade your characters and fight bosses and everything. It was just all that in a Zelda shell.
Yeah. So
Most people know about it.
If you have the game, yeah. If you don't have the game yet, you can't get it anymore. But if you do have it, you'll still be able to play it for at least a little bit. Mm-hmm. And they say that they will disable in-game purchases on February 25th in 2026. And then I'm assuming
just getting the axe.
April 8th, they will mark the full discontinuation of PlayStation support. No new updates from there on out, and users won't be able to log in at all.
Damn.
Wow, that's pretty brutal.
It's getting the full axe.
I'm not surprised about this. I'm assuming a lot of games are kind of going to go down this route where it's going to be, they're going to lose update or stop updating, and maybe even, I think we're going to see a lot of PlayStation 4 servers shut down for a lot of those older games. This is kind of just a problem with having everything online, is that eventually it's just going to go away once the popularity dies down. I think the only games that have really existed for a long, long time, I don't know if that's even going to help, but we'll see.
I mean, It'll help in that like you can find a cutoff point and then resync the second part at that new one.
Yeah. I guess. All right. We're back, gamers. Had a little bit of technical difficulties.
We're just having issues all around here.
Talking about Genshin, I expect a lot of games will have shutdowns, and we see that not everything has that long of shelf life. Things will get taken down if they're not popular. I think one of the only games that I've seen, or the only game genre that I've ever seen that has a lot of longevity that's only online is like MOBAs. Or not MOBAs, MMOs and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess League too. Other games like that, very competitive games usually will not have their servers shut down that quickly, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think as you were saying, this is kind of a symptom of just, I mean, the online services can't stay around forever, so, I mean, stuff has to get shut down eventually. And this is just part of it. Excuse my coughing, goodness gracious.
Yeah.
I need to get a mute button.
I guess we can talk about this last one. Apparently Nintendo's in a lawsuit.
Yeah, right? For these hot last 5 minutes episode. I'm glad we didn't have to re-record the whole thing. Holy moly. So Nintendo has filed another patent. It is patent 124033397. It patents the idea of a monster, let me see, of summoning characters into battle with it's just saying summoning characters into battle. It says the patent covers a system that lets players move a main character, summon a separate sub-character, and branch into combat based on where the helper appears. If the helper is summoned into an enemy, a player input-driven battle begins. If not, the helper automatically moves to a player designated direction after the second input. Combat proceeds automatically upon encountering an enemy. Because all steps mentioned in the concept, player movement, summoning, location-based branching between manual and automatic battle modes, and the second directional input must be present, the patent appears to cover a specific combination of mechanics rather than every summoning system in general. Even so, it still appears broad. I would argue this particular patent is not actually targeted at Power World. I think this is targeted at their next open world Arceus type release, which is interesting.
It's more. Pretty sure this is more for ZNA. I think it's to cover any games that are trying to copy that same formula. It doesn't. I don't think this really mentions anything about being able to move anywhere you want. You know what I mean?
That is true. Yeah, it could just be for the normal game.
Locked. In Power World, you're not locked to one location while you're in battle. You can just run away if you want. I don't know.
Well, good point.
We'll have to see. I think I prefer I prefer Power World. I've been playing it a lot more.
Mm-hmm. Power World without guns is pretty boring.
Yeah. No, but
yeah, I just thought it was interesting. They appear to be really, really nervous about their probably future titles, and they're just pre-patenting everything, which is interesting. It's an interesting idea. Yeah, that's about it, folks. I'm getting ready to get my SSD picked out for next week when I order it, and that's all I got. I've been Iron Meta Frankie.
Based. And I'm your boy, K10. Peace.
Adios.